Hello, let me see if I can get this full screen real quick. Okay, so I've never used this before, so I don't know how to make it full screen. But my name's Julia, and my presentation was on why English allows big consonant clusters. So to start off, I wanted to share some examples. For the first one, we have strength, which is, as you can tell, like consonant words with consonant clusters can be a little harder to say, like strength. It's easier to say stuff and it has a vowel in it. So we have two different consonant clusters in here. We have STR and then we have NGTH. So you can see that we can, like, a lot of consonant clusters are just three words or three letters, but here we had four letters in one. So next, sphere, spring, structure, and stream. So STR and like SPH are very big ones. SPR. So yeah, we'll find a lot of those. So why is this allowed is the big question. So some consonant clusters originate from when a vowel used to be in between the consonants. So back in Old English, when you say a word, there might have been a vowel between like a T and an N or something, or N and T, but they might not have said it, so it might have just gone from like net to like nt, you know? So it's that lack of vowel stress that brings us to where we are today with consonant clusters. So next, there is Germanic roots, because English is a Germanic language. We get like a lot of the consonant clusters from Germanic language. So another reason is due to grammatical markers. So like adding a prefix or a suffix. Like even something as simple as adding an S to a word can make a consonant cluster. Like the word dense, NTS. That makes a consonant cluster from 2 letters to 3. So that can create some. And just adding prefixes or suffixes in general, if they're consonants, will create a consonant cluster, obviously. So the last one is English has a lot of words from different languages. So you saw on the last slide I had the word sphere. That came from Greek. So a lot of words we might not be able to explain the grammar of because they are adopted from a different language. Okay, moving on. How is this different from other languages? So when I was looking, I found it contrasted from Romance languages a lot, like French or Spanish. So we can just hear from listening to a French speaker versus listening to me talk right now. I talk a little choppier than they do, you know? So like French is such a like flowy language and English is not. So a lot of times they inserted vowels into their words in order to make it a little bit more flowy when creating the languages. And I think just pronunciations now, like even if they might have consonants together, they might pronounce a vowel. So the next reason was the CV structure, which is consonant vowel. So in a lot of other languages, there's kind of a rule to have consonant and then vowel in a word, and like sometimes it's ignored, but usually they pretty much stick to that rule. So that is like we don't really have that specific of a rule for consonant clusters in English. Like we just kind of let them be. So yeah. Okay. This next one is something I found super interesting. Sonority and perceptibility. These are words like sonority. I thought it said sorority at first. Perceptibility, I have heard that word. But anyways, sonority is when sounds in a word will rise and fall like very smoothly in volume. So like again, smoothly, like, and then perceptibility, sounds will be deleted if they're not perceivable. So if you're saying a word and the sonority of it, there's a part in it where it's quiet. You know, that might be deleted from like the way the word is spelled because it's not needed there because that's not a perceived sound. So one question I would have about that is how do we decide what words have silent sounds, because so many words do, and what words do not? I don't know. But here are some of my key takeaways. Um, my key takeaways were, of course, sonority and perceptibility, like I was just talking about. I thought that was super interesting, and that went along with the flow and sound of words and how that affects how our spelling works and how just our languages work as a whole, especially English, and Germanic roots. Hearing about like the roots of our language and where it comes from definitely helps out with that. So, thank you so much. And then the next slide is my resources, if you can see that. So, thank you.